Let me say a couple of things about the most important issues that we have on the agenda today, on the international agenda, and making a special underline, especially those who are much more present today. Let me start by talking about the Western Balkans. This is without any doubt the most important topic we have on the agenda. The situation in Kosovo after the unilateral declaration of independence, the situation as far as the reaction in Serbia, the deployment of the mission of the European mission on the ground. On the three issues, I would like to make some comment. I'd like to convey to you the message that we have a very, very important date, which is the 11th of the month of May. And the 11th of the month of May, as you know, elections have been called from the Serbian side. Elections that will be for the first time together presidential elections, parliamentary elections, and municipal elections. And I would like to underline very much municipal elections, because it's the first time that municipal elections will take place, and we have to see how it is handled by UNMIC, by United Nations, the municipal elections in the northern part of Kosovo. That means on the part of Kosovo, north of the river Iber, in which, as you know, the situation still is not completely stabilized. But there's one thing that we have to take in our mind, and to see how we can go from here to the elections on the 10th of May, and trying to see if the response of the Serbian people is the response that we would like to have, that we like they have, which is a response of the majority of the votes and the majority of the support for the pro-European forces. We want Serbia to be a close cooperative partner with the European Union. We would like very much to see Serbia coming closer to the European Union, and I would like very much that everything that can be done from here to the 10th of May on our side is done. And I would like to appeal to you also to help us and help others which are working in that direction. I think we have to do the utmost so that in this period of time, if possible, measures that can cooperate or can give a very clear signal to the Serbian people that we care about them, that we care about their proximity to Serbia, are done. In practice, there are two types of measures that I think we'll try to see it can be done before. One is the signature of the Stabilization Association Agreement. You know that there's still difficulties for that to take place, but I think all the efforts should be made to see we can finalize that and present that to the Serbian people before the 11th of May. And second, as you know, the Commission continues working in a very constructive manner, in a very positive manner. Commissioner Rehn is making a very, very substantive effort also to see if something on the visa issue can be done. I think there will be two of the most important things that we have to consider being done before the electoral process, the 11th of May. And I will ask you please to help if we can achieve an agreement on that direction in the Council, and all the help from the European Parliament will be more than welcome. Now, as far as the operational part, as you remembered, the EULEX mission has beginning to be deployed, was approved by all the member states, 27 member states, and we hope very much to see it moving at the rhythm and with the cadence and the speed that was agreed on the operational plan. Little problems are still emerging, in particular in the relation with the United Nations UNMIC, the proper definition of the roles at this point in time, that since some changes have taken place on the ground, in particular on the northern part of the river, some adjustments have to be done in the relation that we are having with the Secretary General of the United Nations, and in particular with the Secretary of the United Nations. As you know, UNMIC is maintained all over the place in Kosovo still, in particular in the northern part, with responsibilities also on the crossing line of the river. You remember very well the tension that took place in the two most important gates of the border, which is the gate number 1 and the gate number 31. These are very important issues because they are the two main lines of crossing between Serbia proper and the northern part of Kosovo. We hope very much that will continue to be done in a constructive manner with UNMIC, that means the European Union with UNMIC. I have to tell you that I had a good meeting with the Secretary General in Bucharest in the margins of the meeting that we had in Bucharest the weekend before, Thursday and Friday before, and we will continue maintaining that relationship to see if the full deployment of the EULEX can be done. It can be done properly, and at the same time the UNMIC in the period of time which will continue to be present is or has all the responsibility, all the capacity to perform all the duties that they have to do. Therefore, there are two things. One, the political, as far as Kosovo is concerned, as far as Serbia is concerned. As far as Kosovo is concerned, you know that yesterday, Monday, the new constitution was presented to the parliament, and we have another date in which that constitution will be approved by the assembly. That will be the 15th of June. So between the 10th of the 11th of May and the 15th of June, we have a period of time in which we have to be very attentive to see how the situation resolves. As I said, and I'd like to insist once again, we have to make all the efforts to extend our hand to the Serbian people, to continue telling them clearly, not only with words, but with facts, that we want them to be a part of the European family of nations. Now, the second thing, as I have said, the operational part, the operational component, which is the deployment of the EULEX mission. Now, let me say also that not only in Bucharest we had a very good meeting with the Secretary General of the United Nations, but we received also the Minister of Foreign Affairs from Serbia, with whom we had the opportunity to keep on talking, the continuation of the conversation and the dialogue we had with them on the Saturday before in the Gimnich. As you know, as you remember probably, because it was communicated to you, that we had an important meeting with the Foreign Minister in the breakfast of the Saturday in